Details what?
Definitions, articles. I have a photo of it.
Can we send that to the planning commission email?
That'd possibly be the document. That's
This
the
is a
bill.
draft copy, and it does have a Spicer created second page. Can I show it to this gentleman?
Yeah, I'd like.
I assume this is September 10th, 2015 revised, and then there's all.
That's what I pointed.
But
This
I
is
only
half.
took pictures of this in the township vault. I was never produced
Okay.
these documents.
Okay. Can I see maybe the bottom?
Yep,
where
I'm gonna
that
show you the
says
bottom where it
something?
shows the Word document.
Yeah, there's a path or something.
There's a path right there.
I can't see that.
If you see,
Can you,
see the zoning ordinance amendment.
if you wanna, that's my cell. Let's see if he wanted to, don't use that, just the cell phone if you wanna text it to me.
I'll text it to you in the planning commission.
Alright, cool, thanks.
But this has been requested, but I
Okay.
believe this was in the boxes of the 18 that left the township vault and never came back. So there's 18 boxes of information. I had the sheriff's department go in the vault to find a bunch of information.
Okay.
This is where I got this picture.
Okay.
And now this document's never been able to be found again.
Okay.
But that's how I got the photo.
Alright.
Next month.
Thank you. Thanks. Yep.
So I guess once that arrives at the planning commission, since it was FOIA'd, please forward it on.
Okay. New business? There's nothing today. Any correspondence? Charlie?
No correspondence at all.
Board meeting report?
Board meeting had a lot of FOIAs that were addressed, reviews that took place. We had a special board meeting on the 2nd that adopted a budget. And then on the 9th, we went through and we had a lot of concerns about South Linwood Beach. After we talked correspondences, we had South Linwood Beach correspondence about Lake Louie. And we had correspondence about Fraser Road, and we had correspondence about the village roads. People said that, well, actually, those people filled this room to say that they would really appreciate if something could be done. Those were correspondences that actually were brought up in the main meeting when people were here Monday of last week. So, other than that, there's also a zoning report in here. And
Anything on there that's specific to this board?
everything on here is quite, well, actually, there's talk about.
Gary, you also went over this with Brad. Is there anything that's specific to us?
No, most of it was questions.
I think land division is something that falls with the planning commission, and then once it goes through the planning commission, it goes back to the board of trustees. Right?
You said land division?
Yeah, there's something here about land division on that.
That's a Joe.
I think that's an assessor thing.
I thought it depends on how big it is, because it starts with the PC, goes to the general board, goes from the general board to the county to the state back to the county. That's what I was told by the state of
Yeah, I've
Michigan.
never seen it.
Depending
Land
on what
division
you're
going
trying-
to the planning commission before.
Anybody that's ever come in for land division, we get papers
Assessor.
for them to fill out and they turn it into the assessor. That's what I know, I don't know.
If it's legally done, it's supposed to go to the board of trustees, to the county, to the state, back to the county, and then back.
Maybe that was just an information. Somebody called Fred to find out about it.
if I may, there was a motion made for more detail in those reports going forward that was unanimously approved by the board, because you can't tell anything from those reports, no addresses, no parcel numbers, we don't even know what it's about. So that was passed unanimously to require more description.
You know, last meeting we asked to have a meeting with the board and.
Yeah, Sam's on holiday. He has been on holiday, and he will be on holiday through the 20th of next week.
He'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah, I tabled them because when our planner resigned 24 hours
Oh,
after our
okay.
meeting, so they would
I
have
didn't know
it.
that.
Sorry. You went over the board. Did you have anything else on that list?
You
I'm
want me to
sorry.
do that, or?
Only if it applies to this?
No,
This, okay,
most of it was informational.
okay. Planning consultant report, I think you covered your bases.
Yeah, I think so.
Public, nothing else, public comment, 3 minutes.
Lisa Yerrick, 2892 Mile Road. Deb, I really appreciate that you didn't take my word for it last month about the rezoning. I don't know who you talked to, they told you what, it was 2002. I doubt they gave you any information or any documents to back that up, because here is a board meeting from 2018, like I had said, that the property was rezoned, and there they are.
I'll look at it. It was a map I was looking at.
Well, this is when the board rezoned it, and those match up with the same parcel numbers from last month. And here's the same parcel numbers from Elite. So I'd like this, well, I guess you're not secretary anymore, so who does this go to go into correspondence?
Deb,
Okay, so there's that. I don't know if you wanted a copy. But just looking at the zoning map, did the zoning map say 2002, that's when it changed? I doubt it, because that's, says it right there, 2018, when those properties were rezoned.
Thank you,
I
Lisa.
mean, I can make just a little comment right now, just kind of, you want me to put detail in here, what they say, but in this, like some, and I'm not criticizing, it was between you and Deb. I don't know what they're talking about. So how
the
am I?
rezoning
Yeah,
of the
so there's-
parcels on South Linwood Beach.
So in the MTA, there's a higher standard for public, for public hearing versus public comment. And I'm gonna email the MTA so we get this right.
Okay.
So just
That's,
leave it.
and I don't mean to be,
Yeah, no, I
you know,
didn't
I'm
take
just
it, I don't think anybody took it
trying to
that
say.
way.
You didn't know what, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm to write this in, I've got to know more about what I'm supposed to be writing. So, okay.
Anyone else, public comment, 3 minutes?
How you doing?
Good.
My name's Anthony Hudson. I live in Genesee County. So I don't know whether my address is relevant, but I am running for Congress in this district. And you guys need to know who I am. I've been shafted by the news. I've been shafted by reporters. I'm not going to be shafted any longer. I'm here to fight for we the people in this room. I don't know much about everything you guys were discussing, but I like your attitude tonight. It's time that we get the voices of the people to be heard and followed. I live in Genesee County where it's as corrupt as you can get, and we have a semiconductor plant that is going in Mundy Township over the people's vote. The board decided they were going to do it anyway because $9.2 million coming in to steal that farmland was more important than what the people decided. So my job as a truck driver who is now running for Congress is to stand up and fight for the people and make sure that our voices are heard. So I don't know any of you guys. I'm just hearing from you for the first time tonight, but I'm letting you know who I am. And I will be paying attention to my district, which extends all the way up past Quinn County, because we have to start getting this right. I heard you, sir, Chairman, that you said that a couple times tonight. We got to get it right. Well, I'm going to make sure that we get it right, because accountability is lost in our government, and it's time we get that back. So, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Hudson.
you.
Brad Eddy, 1890 South Huron Road. I just want to make sure that everybody does look at the definitions of and timelines, those definitions that do occur in the planning consultant. Those documents that were created by your firm were also it showed in those minutes that they were up for publication. So I assume this was newspaper publication in those invoices that Mr. Campbell gave you. So with that, Don Sinek still sat on the board at that time. So there has to be email communications that I know Mr. Campbell in his FOIA had asked for. So I think everything's been transparency, and I think to trust this process, just like the survey, I don't trust the survey. I'd like to, have you ever seen a survey that had junkyard and salvage yard definitions on it? And any surveys that you've ever put out?
No, I have not seen
Okay.
that. That was something that was
Well,
requested.
I have something to share with everybody. Those survey questions were brought by the supervisor. I don't know who enticed the supervisor to come up with these questions, but I sat in his office with him. He said he didn't need board approval. He didn't need anybody's approval. He could do that on his own. So I'm going to tell you, Jen had a hard time, I think, doing that. I had awesome talks with Jen. She was working on this. I do think she's a good person. I think the persuasion that sometimes happens within this organization can hurt the common citizen, and the common citizen whose family's been here for over 60 years. So what I'm asking you is for the integrity of your company to share with these people the stuff Alan Bean was working on in 2015. And the board of trustees gave $1,000 to produce that information, and that's when I think Jen felt a lot of pressure. So I think that was part of her leaving, and she probably didn't know how to ask for that because it's been withheld. I do have information that can now prove it's been withheld. You know, whether it's from you, from Jen, from any member of the committee, I believe we need to be transparent with the process. There's been
15 seconds.
thousands of documents destroyed in this building, and I truly mean that, thousands. So it's disturbing, and thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Eddy. Additional public comment?
I'll just go ahead and follow up on that. I had requested the same documentation from Spicer as an elected official. I had asked for it. And what happened was Mr. Bean directly contacted the supervisor and said, oh, by the way, she's asking for stuff. And then the supervisor blocked me, was completely insulting, was a bully, and told me that if I wanted them, then the whole board was going to have to approve. I was told that as an elected official, I couldn't go into that vault. I don't have any keys to get in there. But I could only come here during the day if I wanted to look. Then I was told I could come after hours or request what I wanted to see, and that also never happened. And then I was told that that was already produced for a lawsuit, but then it was never produced for me. And then when I asked for it to be produced for me, I was then told that it was all across town in the attorney's office. And I would have to have a special appointment time with the attorney to see what was supposedly produced in a subpoena for a court case. I never got a piece of paper. Not a piece of paper, and I'm an elected official. That's a problem. Now there's another FOIA on deck trying to get this information. It is still being blocked. So I would ask you to do the right thing and actually produce the papers, all the communications for how we got into this situation that have been blocked time and time and time again, including from people that are here to represent our citizens. It's time for transparency, it's time for accountability, and I need your company to step up because clearly be happening with the people that are currently here, for now.
Thank you, Lori.
And I keep hearing about my FOIA, so I'm Charles Campbell, and the FOIA in question is dated 2/15/24, and I'm still waiting. Supposed to be 10 days, and then we had to extend it, and that's not an issue. And, you know, but for anybody that's wondering when that FOIA was actually put in, it was put in on 2/15/24. Request number 2024-09. Originally, the request was received by this building on 2/6/24.
Thank you, Charlie. Any additional public comment?
Just wanted to make it clear that those questions on the survey with Sam creating, that was all in a recorded conversation also, and it's gonna be going public shortly. So,
Thank you, Mr. Ed. Public comment is closed. Next meeting, May 9th, which is our public hearing on the master plan. It is 21. Do you have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?